This is Dan Dix here, reporting for Press for Truth. We're currently here in Quebec City, standing just out front of the mosque where 6 people tragically lost their lives. And as the reports have been all over the place, conflicting reports on this issue, we came here to Quebec to investigate what's going on here, and we're going to be doing that over the next few days. But in this particular video, I wanted to talk a little bit about a very touchy and controversial subject matter, and that is the root causes of xenophobia. But not only that, the influence that Islam has on the West and how this is leading to a leftist alliance with Islam. First, we need to have an honest discussion about Islam as a political system that is not compatible with Western civilization and is being implemented by socialists. There is an inherent violent ideology that has, to an extent, corrupted the very core institutions and value systems here in the West. The left Islamic alliance is undermining what remains of our civil society by politicizing everything. So it's little wonder that the CBC, in their editorial, paid for by the Canadian taxpayers, by the way, are posing this enemy as a white Christian, reversing the narrative that Islamic extremism is a real threat, and possibly the cover-up of Alexander Bizanet being a patsy and the intelligence communities working through the Islamic extremists in order to bring about this war and destruction. Reports first stated that 3 men entered the mosque. Then witnesses said 2 masked men entered firing their guns. And now the narrative has reduced down to 1 lone sole shooter, Alexander Bizanet, a white right-wing Christian. Fact is, Islamic fascism is a problem, far more so than right-wing radical Christians. The left fails to speak truthfully about Islam and terrorism and refugees immigrating into Europe, issues that fundamentally divide us and need critical analysis. Trudeau and the media and academia and the entire liberal establishment have only themselves to blame. They provoke fear and distrust about Islam by lying about it, by ignoring the elephant in the room, rather than having an honest, open debate about it. To criticize Islam in 2017 is to face trial by media and guilt by association censorship. This is political correctness at its worst. But the fact is, Canadians have more or less denounced Justin Trudeau's immigration plan. In spite of what you may have heard from the mainstream media in regards to immigration and refugees, the majority of Canadians are not buying into this leftist delusion. Canada is already the 4th most welcoming country of refugees. And to increase refugees without acknowledging what's going on in Europe, and to call anybody who questions this racist or a bigot is a problem for people right now. And please don't get me wrong here, folks. My own mom is responsible for sponsoring hundreds of families here into Canada over the course of 25 years, and I'm very, very proud of her for that. But worrying about Islam and Islamic refugees at this time in 2017 shouldn't be looked at as racist or bigot. It should be a starting point for dialogue. But unfortunately, the mentally ill with the capacity for violence are always going to lash out. And the intelligence communities can hinder this or help it. Terrorist cells can be created directly or indirectly. An ideological sympathy with Islam right here at home and then going to war with it abroad is going to be the harborer of destruction. And the more I look at this, folks, the more it looks like Soros has his hands all over this one. We made a video about that recently. I'll include a link to that in the description. So my hope today, folks, is that this can serve as a platform for an open and honest discussion about what is obviously a very touchy and controversial subject. Let me know what you think. Leave your comments in the comment section below, and stay tuned. We're going to have a lot more video reports coming soon. This is Dan Dix reporting for Press for Truth.